And welcome back to another ghetto video clip from your boy Ghetto Yugioh himself. Yes, it's been a minute since I put any content out, and that's because Ghetto Yugioh doesn't really keep up with this page. So to all my 45 subscribers that have been subscribing and stay subscribing, thank you for being subscribing. You probably forgot you were subscribed in the first place. Anyway, we're in 2020 now, and it's time to roll out the latest of the follow-up to the last video I put out. So if you go to my library, you'll see the last video I put out was for the Destiny board deck, but it was before the new Bakura support, the legendary support that came out. So since then, kind of renovated the deck a little bit. Added the new support, and honestly, it's been a lot. It's been a fun ass deck. I got the new Yugioh Pro app installed, of course, Yugioh Pro 2, and it's been updated. That app is up to date, so I love that. And I play tested it, and I've won some pretty interesting games. So it's one of those decks that can catch some people off guard, but it's also a very hard deck to pull off. But I mean, it's got the resources to win within two to three turns. So, without further ado, let's jump into the deck profile with the new support. Since this is a Destiny board deck, well, let's not beat around the bush here, right? As my camera goes in and out of focus. So we run the triple Destiny board. Gotta run it because without it, the deck is nothing. The idea is to spell Final. I wish it was the death cards, honestly. I should order the Japanese pieces just for the hell of it, but final is the game, is the word, and once final is on the field, you win the game. So how do we get final? That's the fun part. Alright, well, the true OG of this deck, honestly, other than, of course, the Destiny board itself, is the Dark Sanctuary, which you gotta run 3 of. Super cheap now. Obviously, get the Ultras if you can, because they're dope. But the regular rare versions are hell cheap, so if you got any interest in running the Destiny board deck, pick up at least the rare ones. They're super cheap, and yeah, have fun with this deck, make your own variant. Shit, why not? So some of the new support is Dark Spirit Mastery. This card has been the bee's knees, really been the card that replaced like Jar of Avarice for me, because it could send all your letters either from your hand or graveyard back to the deck, and then you get to draw for as many letters or Destiny boards that you send. So this card is so handy, because there are times they get rid of your Destiny board and that shit goes to the grave, all your letters. This is how you get your letters back to the deck and you get to draw off of it. So it is an amazing card, one of the best support cards ever to come out for Destiny board, period. So obviously Destiny board hasn't really had much support over the years, so cards like that are just really good, really intended for the deck. So one ofs is Upstart Goblin and the one Terraforming to search out for the Dark Sanctuary. And to go along with that is also the one Metaverse, and that's because I try to get Dark Sanctuary out. I like having Dark Sanctuary on the field because, of course, if you know the deck, when Sanctuary is on the field, your letters can't be touched, and they can be played on the field as monsters. So you can play them in defense mode as monsters. Your opponent can't attack them. They can't do anything to them. It's pretty awesome, actually. So Dark Sanctuary is like I said, the real OG of the deck. It needs to be on the field for things to work smoothly and to get your win. Dark Sanctuary needs to be on the field, so you got to get it there. We're not worried about life points at all in this deck. So if we could run 3 Upstart Goblin, trust me, we'd run 3. Alright, moving on to trap cards. Another support card is Sentence of Doom. Man, this card right here, this is what steals games. So you can have one of these bad boys sitting face down, and right at the point of your standby phase, let's say you already have INAL, you're one letter away. You can play this on your opponent's turn, send it to the grave, and play the last letter and beat them before their turn's even over. Or on your turn, at the start of your standby phase, right after you draw, just activate it, activate your last letter, L, and that's game. So you want to run 3 of these for sure because, like I said, it is a game stealer. I've made a lot of people upset. They didn't realize what this card was, didn't see it coming, and final just gets spelled on the field so much faster. So definitely 3 of those. Love it. Draw power. Still rolling with the triple Reckless Greed. And I play this card reckless as fuck. I'm not even kidding. I'm very reckless when it comes to playing this card. But It's a good card. You want to get your draws, and all this may look like a bunch of hoopla, but if you remember, I am running the small Paleozoic package. I got the centipedes, for draw power right here. I run the triple Kabuto. Uh, Triple Kabutos, because you want to pop stuff on the field, if there's any annoying shit. And then two of the Morellas, just because, you can send these to the grave to get plays started, because all this shit's going to play off of it. You got your Destiny board, you got the Send into the Doom, you got these Reckless Greeds. All these are going to summon these Paleozoics from the graveyard. So, trust me, it's good to have them as offense, but also the defense really, really helps out a lot in this deck. So, I recommend the Paleozoics. Other people got different variants for this deck. I try not to make it so annoying because obviously people that run Destiny board can be pretty trolly. It does get quite annoying. So I try to keep it competitive, try to get some offense going. Another OG card of the deck. I run 3. I upped this to 3 finally. Imperial Custom. Realize how important it is, especially just chaining. I mean, when people go to Twin Twister, MST, your Destiny board, and you just chain this, and all of a sudden they can't destroy Destiny board, and they realize, holy fuck, I got to get rid of that first before I could even destroy your Destiny board. So that's what it does. It protects all continuous trap cards in the field. This card has to be destroyed first before continuous trap cards to be destroyed. So it's a beast of a card. I love it. It really does help chaining when they're trying to destroy Destiny board. So I run 3. Used to only run it at 1, then I moved it to 2. Finally, I'm at 3. From protection, I run 2 Drowning Mirror Force because if you only have your letters on the field and you don't have any of your Paleozoics to protect you, if it's just your letters, then your opponent can just hit you directly. I'm sure most of Yu-Gi-Oh players know that. I don't really have to explain too much, but yeah. So the letters that you summon to the field, that are summoned to the field as monsters by Dark Sanctuary, your opponent can attack right over them. Since they can't be targeted for attacks or anything, your opponent just hits you directly. So it's really good to have cards like Drowning Mirror Force, especially because you can hit, activate Drowning Mirror Force, and then chain, Paleozoics that are in the grave, get your summons going and clear the field at the same time. Same thing goes for Wapaku, because Wapaku is the same thing. You could chain, this. Your opponent already attacks, so they're gonna get a coin flip off of Dark Sanctuary. Just to go into that a little bit more, because maybe some people don't know, but Dark Sanctuary, every time your opponent attacks, you got to flip a coin, and if it lands on, I think it's heads. Yeah, if he lands on heads, then your opponent loses life points from the attack of their monster, half of the attack of the monster that attacked, basically. Kind of like the ghost that he uses in the episode where he duels Yugioh, which is pretty sick. So yeah, it's pretty good, because this could be on the field already. Your opponent already attacks. You just activated Wapaku. Their attack still has to go through, so they're going to get a coin flip, and there's a chance they lose life points. You are protected for a turn, and you're probably going to summon some Paleozoics off of it. So it's good stuff. Recommend it. The only monster I run in the deck is Card D, which you got to play, smart, because you do a lot of special summoning, so you can't really play this, if you've summoned a bunch of Paleozoics that turn. So always play it wisely. Of course, everybody knows that. So 3 card D, just keep the cards flowing in the hand. Good deck. That's the main deck though. So 40 card main deck, basically on a bunch of ways to get out the Destiny board. So moving on to the extra deck, I run 2 Star Boys. You don't really make them that much. You could probably leave it at 1 and that'd be fine. The one you want at 3 is this one right here. I gotta find my 3rd one because I only have 2 right now. So definitely recommend 3. Really is like the go-to card of the deck to start things off. 2 of the big boss. You hardly make them. You really don't need to, honestly. This is just to take up space and make opponents think that you have a huge extra deck, like Hiding From, but you only make a few of these monsters. It's very rare, but when you make them, he's obviously an awesome card to have on the field. So anyway, totally awesome. I kind of only make this like as a last kill. Like right before I'm about to play the last letter or activate like Send into the Doom. I want to have this on the field just in case my opponent has some bullshit and I can negate it. So totally awesome is pretty rare. Don't really need 2. Like I said, just take up the deck. Don't really need 2 cavalries, the Sky Cavalry. But it's a good card because it can bounce monsters off the field. So it's not too bad. Same thing with this one. Don't really need 2 of it, but it can negate. I think it's like monsters. You target a monster, can negate them. So 2 of those. One of the Phantom Knights, Javelin, Curse Javelin. He's pretty good. Pretty good rank 2. Good addition for any rank 2 deck. And then, of course, the OG Daigusto Phoenix, because you might want to attack. You never know. But that's the main deck. Like I said, it really does revolve around just getting Destiny board going. But, man, It is a pretty awesome deck. I've enjoyed it so much, especially playing it on the Yugioh Pro app. I've gotten some really good wins, so I will be posting. I will be posting some videos on this on my channel of just a couple replays. You know, some wins that I had. Try to break it down. I know the replays play kind of fast, and this is Ghetto Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't have big production and stuff. I kind of just record it off the phone, you know, and let people see what the deck's doing. But it's a good deck, honestly. I stand by this one 100%. I think this is a pretty decent build for a Destiny board deck. Some other people might say otherwise, but I have won some good games, and you know, you can only go so far with this deck. You know, you're not gonna you're not gonna top regionals with it. If you do, hey, huge props. You know, maybe you got lucky that day and had all the right matches. You know, just going well for you. So you know, those kind of things happen, but this deck is just really more for fun. Appreciate you guys watching it. Ghetto Yu-Gi-Oh here, over and out. Just showing off the awesome Destiny board deck. Test it out. You know, let me know what you guys think. Ghetto Yu-Gi-Oh over and out. Thanks for watching. Run the jewels, bitch.